May 9th, 2014. The now Flamingo Inn in the Windsor, Hartford-Windsor. When I was a kid, my first job was at this place called the Ranch House in Windsor. I was 14 or 15. I used to work in there. Best hot dog place in Hartford. Rick Mahorn used to come in there all the time. Michael Adams. And my father, well, when I was about 5, I guess, my father and mother divorced. And my father moved down here, which back then was a pretty seedy type of place, really, to be honest. He ended up living here, right in that big room in the middle. So most of my time as a kid was spent right there, right in that room. We used to play baseball. I used to play baseball right out in front on those 2 pillars. I would throw baseballs up against him and field them. And this guy named Oscar, he lived in the room next door. Tiny little rooms. I look back now and I realize how small the rooms were. And we used to hang out in this building. I had a couple friends that lived up there. Jamie, you'll probably see this video on Facebook. Jamie was up there, and that was the office right there. And then upstairs, another time for a couple years, my father lived in this building right here, in that window right there. And actually, when he lived in the other place, on the other side, this wasn't there. This little room or whatever, that wasn't there. So this whole thing was open. And I tell people this story just to warn them. I used to play baseball by myself. I would be under there. I'd be standing right there where that thing is, and I would pitch up against that wall just for hours, just pitch the ball. And one time, and I was only like 12, 13, and I remember the ball ricocheted, and they went back here. They went behind the building, and it rolled down here, very secluded back here, and it stopped right in front of that room, right there. Actually, no, that room. It stopped in front of that room, and I picked it up, and I looked, and the door was open, and there was a guy in that room. I was about 12 years old. And I remember he said to me something like, come on in, take anything you want. I'll never forget that. He said, take anything you want. You can have anything you want. He was trying to get me to come in that room. And I remember saying, I said something like, hold on, I'll be right back. And I just took off running. I ran back to my father's apartment, banging on the door, begging him to let me in. And I don't think I ever saw the guy again. I don't know what he looked like, but I always wonder what would happen if I didn't use my 6th sense and get out of Dodge. And right up there, that's Keeney Park, right there. You know Keeney Park in Hartford. And right up there on that hill, right behind that hill, there's a hill there. And we used to have a fort up there. We had a bed. We had a dresser, we had tables, we dragged mattresses up there. So sometimes, even right there, there's mattresses right there. And sometimes the hotel would throw mattresses out, and we would drag them up the hill there, and that was our bed. We had beds, we had even fake lamps that didn't work. We had like the real lamps. Plug them into the dirt, and this I don't know what this is. It's like a little house. It's actually a lot smaller than I realized. Looking at it now, it looks like a little, tiny little place. Back when I was a kid, it seemed so big. And I even wanted to live there. I told my father he could rent that spot. The thing about this place is, and people that were around back then, they know a lot of crime, a lot of drugs, a lot of hookers. But it got to be where I would hang out in the summer. In the summer, this place was packed. And people were out. I mean, just drug dealers, the whole nine. I mean, just people just hanging out, cooking and hanging out, drinking. And I would, the prostitutes would sometimes be sitting on a bench, and I'd be talking to them. I'd be 14, 15 years old. The England pool was right there. They filled it in. My football field. This is where I played football. And I mean a lot of football. Myself, Ron Jensen, other kids in the area. Ron Jensen actually lived in that street down there across the street from the ranch house. And we used to come down in this park, this field, literally. I mean, hours and hours and hours to just play football, back and forth, back and forth. A lot of games here. And my father actually lived in 3 spots. That one, the other one from a minute ago, and then when he first moved here, when I was about 6 years old, he moved to the one in the back.
What are you filming? What are you recording?
What?
What are you recording?
This whole place.
For what?
Because I used to live here when I was a little kid, and I'm showing my family where I used to live.
Oh, okay.
You good?
Nah, but I don't like being on somebody's.
Well, no, I'm not filming you. I'm not filming you.
You stopped right there when I was outside my room.
No, because that's where I lived. I was filming the room. I used to live in that big room right there. I got it. Don't worry about it. I'm good.
I got you too.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. Here, you can take it. I know you. Go ahead, take it. You know you want to take it. Go ahead, take it.
No,
you don't want to take it? You sure? Yeah. All right. Okay. This dude wants to take my. He wants to take my license plate. Alright. See, now, that's the kind of people that come here. Like people that are worried about this type of stuff, like being on film and, you know. This dude. So I was telling him to take my license plate. I think that's what he was trying to sneak. Now, this is right here. I was 5, 6 years old. 19, right there. That's when my father lived when I first moved here. So we were, you know, I was, like I said, I'm in just first grade. I know it was 1974, so I was here in this room when I was 7, every weekend, and sometimes for the whole summer. And that room isn't even as big as my bedroom at home now. The whole room wasn't as big as my bedroom now. But my father moved here, like I said, he wanted to be close to us. And, you know, I saw my father, even though they were divorced, I saw him every single day. And but that's where he stayed. And so I learned how to amuse myself. And I would come over here and this little, I mean, you're talking 30 feet wide. I would basically stand right there. And throw the ball against this wall and back down and just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. That was my thing. Back. This guy's probably nervous. I better stop filming. But just real quick, one more thing. Up close. So this was my father's apartment. I know when I had my first fight, 1983. He was living in there, so 31 years ago, this is where I used to stay.